Hello friends, welcome to LeggLife. You guys, I think and I hope we are almost done making these videos.
I hope so, yeah.
Today we're gonna give you like a 3-month health update on Sherri. We've been trying to keep you guys updated along the way, and obviously in the middle of it we gave you guys lots and lots of updates in almost all of the vlogs.
Yeah.
But as her healing has progressed, we've sort of stretched that out a little bit. But this update is a pretty important one because of a couple of milestones that we've hit. So today we're talking all about Sherri's health.
It has been just over 3 months since my diagnosis of exfoliative erythroderma and since my injections started. So we thought we'd give you a little update on how everything is going.
Yeah, you guys ask all the time how Sherri, just kind of how much you guys love seeing her in the vlog. You love seeing just like the energy and life come back. She feels like normal, like good old Sherri.
I'm getting there.
You are getting there. But there's some things that like people just don't get to see.
Yeah.
Right? And so we thought we'd talk about that kind of stuff. We'll talk about upcoming doctor's appointments. We'll talk about like what the path forward looks like. Yep. So Sherri, let's just start kind of overall. We're just over 3 months in. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay.
I do still have a few remaining spots. But even those are not anywhere near as bad as like the psoriasis that I was used to having.
Yeah. So even like right now, you're doing better as far as like the clarity of skin than you were like before all this, like last like November.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It is, yes. And I'm feeling generally better. My joints are feeling better. Like just overall better.
That's awesome. That's so good.
Yes.
So you guys, just so you know, the injections that Sherri's on, the way that the schedule sort of works, and you guys will know some of this, is the first day that she was diagnosed, she had 2 injections that first day. And then for 12 weeks after, it was an injection every other week.
Yep.
And then after that 12-week period, it will go to once a month.
And that's where I'm at now.
And that's where she's at now.
I'm in the maintenance stage.
Exactly, which is amazing.
Yeah.
In fact, we would normally tonight be giving her every other week injection.
Yes, and I'm not getting one for 2 more weeks.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It feels like the injections are working though, right?
Yes, for sure.
So that's really great. Another injection update that I don't know that we've shared with you guys. We told you that we've been having some insurance battles.
Yep.
Because of the cost of the injection.
Because the insurance didn't want to pay it because they didn't think it was necessary.
Which we had some words for that. But good news, the insurance has stepped in, has paid it.
Yep.
And I think we are all set. Like that's all taken care of.
I think we're all set. Yeah. Which is crazy.
So crazy, so awesome. So Sherri's passed the every other week injection and now it is on to monthly. Yep. And as far as we know, at least, the plan will be monthly for the foreseeable future, if not forever.
Yes, my current prescription is for 1 year. So it will expire in May of 2022.
Yep.
At which time I think, I'm assuming my doctor will then re-up that prescription.
Yeah, every indication is that unless there's some kind of miraculous change, this is probably the thing that continues.
Yeah.
But as long as it brings the kind of healing and relief that we've seen from it, we're okay with that.
It's 10 seconds of discomfort for a month of no joint pain, no psoriasis, no like, and you know, alive. I'm alive.
You are alive. That's the most amazing thing.
Right.
Let's talk about like energy and strength, because the reality is that you were like in a chair for 3 months. And as you do that, like you just lose a lot of muscle. You lose a lot of, you know, you just, because you're not moving, you're not doing anything.
I just lose energy.
And so as you started to heal, that was one of the hard parts, was that you were just so tired all the time.
Yes. So my skin, I feel like, is much further along than my stamina.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, my stamina is still just not where I would want it to be, but it's getting there. We had a pretty big milestone yesterday.
You guys, this is huge.
I worked a full day in my office for the first time since early January.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I've been working mostly from home and then going in for half days here and there, two days a week for the past month or so. But yesterday I actually did a full day, so I was extremely tired when I got home, and I crashed hard when I went to sleep. And then I only worked half a day today. I'm only gonna work half a day tomorrow, but I'm getting there.
And the reality is that 3 months ago, the thought of being a full day in the office, it was impossible.
Absolutely impossible.
There's no way that could have happened.
Yeah.
And so, like, even just the amount of healing in 3 months, which isn't like a short period of time, but it's also not really a long period of time.
Yeah, I feel like it's weird to think of the past 3 months versus the 3 months before that, because this has actually been going on for like 6 months.
Yep.
So the first 3 months was kind of just a fog. Like, I don't remember a lot of it. I think I was just in so much pain and really just trying to get through minute by minute, day by day, like just get through the next X amount of time and then reevaluate. That these last 3 months that I've been healing mostly, probably I would really say the last month and a half, that I actually feel like I'm better. I feel like that kind of flew by. Like I just don't know where it went.
Yeah. Which is great.
Which is great, and I think that part of that is just like I'm getting out more, I'm doing more things, and so it's just going by quicker because I'm not just sitting in my chair.
So lots of good news. You still are on some other medication though.
I am. So initially, when she first started me on the injections, I was on the injections and 6 other prescriptions. I am now down to the injections and 3 of those prescriptions, and one of them she has already cut in half, and the other one is a very slow taper. It's the prednisone. So if I did my math right, I think I will be done with the prednisone, the taper that she has me on, in like mid to late July.
So there's a chance, like midsummer, that you're off of other prescriptions.
I could be down to 2 or 1.
And you're just on your injections.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's the hope, is to get me off of everything except the injections.
So that's really good.
Yeah.
A couple other things. You mentioned something, I don't know, a couple weeks ago that was really, I don't know, it stood out to me. You were talking about how in this process, it's not been just about healing physically, right? The physical healing is happening. We see it, like there's clear evidence of that.
Yeah.
But the reality is, with something this traumatic, there's other like impact, right? There's emotional and spiritual and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Talk about that.
And I almost feel like this is harder. It's the mental and emotional and spiritual healing, because of what I've been through. The physical healing, I feel like there's a very clear, like, take these medications at this time and you will get better physically. And that's what I'm doing. Everything else is a lot harder.
Yeah, that's right.
But I think just as important. And so I'm working on those as well.
Yeah, when you talk about impact to mental health, and you talk about impact to fatigue, and you talk impact just about like as you guys listen to our Faith in Crisis podcast, just the impact spiritually when you go through something as traumatic as this, those things aren't often fixed by one injection a month. Right?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Right? And so sometimes those take work, and the work they take can be harder, and there's not as much clarity around what should I do next. Right.
There's not really a clear path of like how to fix myself. And so it's been harder, but I feel like it's so important to just overall health. All of me needs to get healthier.
And that's one of the things that I've been inspired watching you come out of this, is that you have this now drive that is, you're not okay settling for like not being healthy in any area, whether that's like continued with keto and weight loss, whether that's like, you know what I mean, just like mental health kind of stuff and counselors and all that kind of stuff. Like you have this fire about like, I'm going to get healthy and I'm going to be healthy, and it may be hard and it may mean some like hard decisions, but like you're going forward with this.
I am, and part of it is just I almost died, and that's, you know, kind of, I'm not even 40 yet, and that made it kind of like really important to me to get healthy all around, because I think that there were a lot of things in my health that in my past, prior to this, really physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, that were broken and needed to be fixed. And so being faced with death at a pretty young age, I think has kind of just flipped my thinking. Like, I need to get my life in order, and what do I want my life to look like?
Yeah.
And I don't want it to look like it did. So.
And you got a nose piercing.
I got a nose piercing.
Which is still, quick nose piercing update. Do you still like it?
I sure do.
I'm so proud of you.
Do you still like it?
It's amazing. Sexy as heck.
All right.
Sorry, not Family Channel. One thing that we hoped, and when we shared her exfoliative erythroderma video with the photos, right? One of the conversations we had was that she hoped and that we hoped that sharing this story and what our journey has looked like would help others, right? The whole goal of it was that maybe if we share what we went through, what Sherri went through, then the next person who goes through it may have an easier path, an additional resource, just something.
Right, yeah.
And one thing I think that's been really cool is it seems like that's actually kind of happening.
Yeah.
We've heard from a number of people. We actually got a YouTube comment last night, I think it was, from somebody whose mom was diagnosed with exfoliative erythroderma
in Ethiopia,
and is having a really hard journey because of the prescriptions available there and because of things there. And kind of at the end, the way he ended the comment just kind of jumped out to us. It was like, thanks for sharing your journey. I think I really needed this.
Right.
And it's just like that was the hope. This past Sunday I taught at church on the topic of lament and the things that we've learned through this past season as a couple.
I just cried my way through church.
And Sherri cried her way through church.
Beginning to end. Didn't even make it through the first worship song, and I was just a disaster.
But like after the service, to have like a number of people come up and just share parts of their story that are really hard that maybe this gave voice to. It feels like sharing the story is having the impact and the hope that we wanted it to.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Even bigger than we were hoping, because we were really just like, if we can help one person, then it's worth it. And I feel like there's been a lot.
Already.
Yeah.
Now looking forward, we talked about injections going forward, that kind of stuff. But you also have another doctor's appointment coming up. That's kind of
July.
That's kind of a big one.
Oh, yes.
We have that one too.
I have that one too. I do have one the end of this month, and actually a couple of weeks, for a cardiologist.
Yep.
One of the concerns during the worst of the exfoliative erythroderma was heart failure, because of how quickly my skin was turning over, how hard my heart was working to turn my skin over so quickly. Heart failure was not a reality for us, which is I'm so thankful for, but my heart did take a beating. And so it was recommended that I go see a cardiologist just to kind of get a baseline, just see if there's any damage done to my heart, and go from there. Just to know.
So cardiologist appointment later this month. And then Sherri's back to her doctor's appointment next month in July. And so obviously our hope, our prayers, would love if you guys prayed with us, that both of those appointments go really well. And that, one of the things I've been praying for really is this next 2-week period. Because Sherri's been on every other week injections, and now she has to go a month. And there's kind of a level of like fear, anxiousness that we have, because it was so bad that we're almost like, oh God, what if it comes back?
Right.
It's like, we know that it's been like every other week has been keeping it away. And now that it's like once a month, like what are the next 2 weeks going to look like? Yeah.
And so even today, I'm just like, there's still a spot. Don't grow. Please don't grow. Kind of freaking out a little bit, which is probably not helping anything. My anxiety is spiked.
True.
But yeah, just the next 2 weeks are going to be very telling. I think as far as my, how well the injections have been working. So, we'll see. Well, I hope nothing goes wrong, nothing gets worse.
Yeah, I agree. Hope so too. So you guys, that's kind of the Sherri 3-month update. I know we haven't been doing health updates as often in vlogs, for a lot of reasons.
I I'm tired of them.
Yeah, and I was going to say, honestly, the biggest reason is just for us.
Right.
Because there is a level of, I think, health when you can move past a traumatic event, not forget about it, because that never happens.
Right.
But you get to start living your life and establishing new normal and not have to always dip back into a hard story.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we also know that you guys care about Sherri, and you guys have been praying for Sherri and thinking about her, and we felt like it was appropriate to give you a 3-month update.
Yes.
We will update you guys. Probably what we'll do, most likely, unless there's anything that happens, is at least for another month. We'll let you guys know how the cardiologist goes. We'll let you guys know how other things go. But yeah, so far, really good progress.
Really good progress. When I think of where I was 3 months ago, I just feel like a completely different person. I still have all the photos in my phone, so every time I open up my camera roll, I'm just like, oh gosh. Yeah. I just need to like delete them or move them. I don't know. Yeah. But it's just, I kind of like get anxious every time I open up the camera roll. So
we should probably move those then.
We should probably move those. But some of it is also just like a reminder. Like you know, the picture that it kind of comes up, because I put them all into an album on my camera roll so that I could easily show doctors and whatever instead of scrolling through. And so the first one that comes up is just my arm, and it's just like speckled. And to look at it now, I'm just like, look at how healthy my skin is. So some of it is like anxiety inducing, but also some of it is just like gratitude inducing.
Yeah, it's a reminder of how far you've come.
Yep.
So friends, there you go. There's the Sherri health update.
Yeah.
Good news, continued prayer would be very, very welcome, especially for the cardiologist appointment, which is happening on the 21st of this month.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll keep you guys updated as updates are needed and necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Sound good?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're alive.
Me too.
I'm glad you're feeling better, and I'm glad your energy is coming back, and I'm so proud of you for being able to go into the office for an entire workday. That is such a huge step.
It's a big deal.
It's a really big deal.
Yeah, my boss thanked me many times yesterday for being there all day, and then she thanked me again today.
It's a big deal.
Thank you for being here all day yesterday. So it's a big deal.
It is. So friends, we love you guys so much. Thanks for being a part of the LeggLife community, and we'll see you guys on the next LeggLife video.